Welcome back. Israel's defense forces say they hit more than 300 Hamas targets in Gaza over the last 24 hours. They've also begun limited ground raids into the Hamas-controlled Palestinian territory ahead of an expected ground invasion in response to the terror group's brutal attack on October 7th. The White House says President Joe Biden and Israel's Prime Minister have agreed to a continued flow of limited humanitarian aid from Egypt into Gaza for the millions of civilian Palestinians living there. Natalie Brand has the latest from Washington.
Massive explosions could be seen in Gaza Monday as Israel steps up airstrikes against Hamas targets. This Gaza resident says last night was the hardest night so far, adding that he evacuated to an area in the south that was supposed to be safe. Nearby, aid workers sorted through a shipment of desperately needed supplies following a deal to let in some humanitarian aid to the millions of Palestinian civilians living in the besieged territory.
It's just a fraction of all of the humanitarian assistance that is actually needed over there.
CBS News has learned the Biden administration has repeatedly tried to get Israel to delay a ground invasion of Gaza to prioritize the distribution of humanitarian aid and the release of the hostages Hamas is holding.
We are very worried about them and about all the other 212 kidnapped prisoners.
Concern is growing. The violence could escalate into a wider regional conflict. In the West Bank Sunday, Israel targeted what it says was an underground terror route beneath a mosque. And in Israel's north, residents evacuated as Israel continues to trade fire almost daily with Iran-backed Hezbollah fighters in Lebanon.
Now, right now, at least 400 Americans are trapped in Gaza with borders shut down until further notice. One American woman who came to visit family is stuck in the war zone. As Israel hammers Gaza from the air, Emily Rauschenberger's family is on the ground. She and her Palestinian-born husband brought their 5 kids ages 4 to 14 on what they thought would be a short trip to Gaza. They brought the kids to get to know their many extended family members there.
They're very scared. They just have lots of questions that are hard to answer. Like, when can we leave, or why is all the bombardment happening to everybody?
They are now sheltering in an apartment building in South Gaza after evacuating from another family home. Though humanitarian aid has started moving in, the borders with Israel and Egypt are still closed to those like Emily and her family.